the depths of imagination comes terror like no other. From experiments gone wrong, things crawling from atomic wastes, alien behemoths, prehistoric titans. Nowhere is safe when they strike without warning. Can nothing stop these forces of destruction? Science, weapons, love. You'll just have to see it to believe it. Scream, run, hide if you must. Nothing can survive the Monster Zone.
Do you like big things? I like big things. Do you like big monsters? That's my second favorite thing. Welcome to the Monster Zone.
Welcome to the Monster Zone. Again, hopefully you all are doing wonderful today. Today it's just our glorious co-host, Mr. Parker, here today, and myself. Angela's bowing out. She works really hard. She's super tired. Totally get it. But yeah, we're going to be talking about the wonderful, maybe not wonderful, but the interesting 1955 film, It Came From Beneath the Sea.
A tidal wave of terror engulfs the screen as a raging monster from the dawn of creation attacks the world of man.
Here, gentlemen, is your villain.
It would take an enormous number of those to disable a Navy submarine.
Or just one of enormous size, Mr. Chase.
I see they picked an atom sub to go out and fight this thing. Why is that, Commander?
Could be because of the new electronic equipment, or her speed.
Was she ordered back here from Hawaii just for that?
That's right. Think it's as bad as that, do you? I think we're lucky she's here.
The H-bomb blasted it loose from the depths of the Pacific. But not even the H-bomb can kill it.
Unknown object coming this way. Entering minefield. Stand by, number 38, mine.
Fire!
Go up. Ready, number 12, south.
Fire!
Coming on through.
That's the end of our first line of defense, Miss Joyce.
Then the red alert.
West Coast reels under Holocaust as the men and weapons of the atomic age battle to the death against the ageless monster of the deep.
Another Ray Harryhausen effects flick. But before that, I'm going to do the same thing I did last time. Parker, what's something interesting you've done in the last month?
Oh boy. I mean, in life, I got to bring my kids today to go see dinosaurs. We got to go to like this cool place to see like these like lifelike animatronic dinosaurs.
Oh,
it wasn't Jurassic Park because I don't know if we would have made it out alive, but it was pretty cool. Other than the fact that the dinosaurs, a lot of them were Jurassic Park replica like standards, but yet they had fact cards that had the actual facts for the dinosaurs and what they looked like. I'll have to send you pictures and maybe I'll post a couple in this episode. But yeah, that was really fun. It was about an hour away from us, and we walked through like 3 times because my youngest at first was terrified, and then he got a little bit more comfortable, and then he was like just leading me around, pointing out the dinosaurs.
That's good. That's good. I hate for him to have a bad experience. I went to those as a kid. I've taken my kids to them. Actually hasn't been one around here in a long time. Was it just one that goes through your area?
I think it started in March. I think it goes for a few months, maybe. It was in like an old armory. which was really cool. So it's like this huge space. So they kind of decorate it to kind of look like the jungle or wherever these dinosaurs lived in a way.
Yeah, yeah. Of course, at least it's like an old armory. Surely, if the animatronic dinosaurs somehow gain sentience, they can kill them with the close by armaments. In theory,
yeah, they
that
can
always
just
works
rise
in
up
these
against the
movies.
humans, right?
Damn you, AI! The Chuck E. Cheese animatronics were just the start. Fucking showbiz pizza. That's super cool. I don't think I could top that. Trying to think of anything wildly interesting that I've been doing. I've been beating a lot of Mega Man games.
There you go.
And just knocking them out. I don't know. I've been playing a lot of my retro handheld. I knocked out Mega Man 3 on the Game Boy release recently. I just beat Mega Man X2 a couple days ago for shits and giggles. I did about 2 hours. What I like to do. And other than that, I guess I've been working on my truck a little bit. I got the transmission half the way out of it. Not super exciting for what most people probably care about. I don't know. Our internet went out. Watched some old movies.
Yeah, I don't know. Sounds fun to me.
All right. So that was our little thing I like to throw in there so you can kind of hear what we do. Patrons and whatnot can hear kind of what we do. That's not related to this or
yeah. I was going to talk about podcast stuff, but I feel like you guys hear me talk enough about the podcast. I like to might as well share some non-podcasting stuff.
That's what I was trying to think of. I was like, what else do I do?
That's right. Like literally, that's I'm like, family, podcast, work.
Yeah,
that's about my life. That's about my life.
Gosh, about today. Holy crap. Anyway, good Lord. But Parker, if you don't care, we're going to do the usual. If you don't mind to give us a few blurbs about the cast and what maybe happens from behind the scenes, maybe a couple things you want to talk about.
Oh boy, I didn't really look too much into this movie other than kind of the normal like special effects and stuff. But it came from beneath the sea, was released July 1955. There's no exact date. It is an hour and 19 minutes, had a budget of $150,000 and made $1.7 million at the box office. That was 1955 money. So, do the math. I'm not doing it for you. This movie stars Kenneth Tobey as Commander Pete Matthews, Faith Domergue as Professor Leslie Joyce, Donald Curtis as Dr. John Carter, Ian Keefe as Admiral Burns, and I'm going to say Chuck Griffiths as Lieutenant Griff because he was one of the guys we see quite a bit, and William Woodson is our opening narrator for this movie.
He pops up a few times throughout the movie, here and there, it seems.
Yeah, it's a 50s monster movie, so it's kind of normal to have the like random voiceover throughout the movie that kind of explains like what's going on when you kind of know what's going on. You don't really need the narration, but you're like, all right, I guess this adds a little bit of extra information.
It's so kind of spotty though. You're just like sitting there like things are happening. He's like, and this is going on, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, dude, where the fuck were you for like the last 20 minutes? Like, what the hell? Thank you,
hello?
I guess.
So this was... The title for this movie was kind of influenced because of It Came from Outer Space. And the producer, Charles Schneer, he was impressed by Ray Harryhausen's effects work from The Beast from 20,000 Fathoms, which is a movie we've already covered on this show. And so that's where he wanted to reach out to Harryhausen and get him to work on the effects in this movie. And of course, as always, Ray Harryhausen's effects are the highlight of this we're going to talk about it more in detail, but other than these effects, not much going on in this movie.
No, and there's actually apparently Harryhausen had a pretty shoestring budget compared to some other projects he'd worked on. So
yeah, you can kind of tell, but I mean, it still looks fantastic. So I'm not gonna be like,
no,
kind of looks shittier than those other ones. But yeah, I mean, the more money you get, the better you can make things look, I guess. So
where are you at, Harryhausen?
Yeah, but you got to think like the creature in this is so intricate, and the way the movements are very it's not like any of the creatures we've seen from him in any of the movies we've already covered on this show. It's an octopus, so it's mostly it's the movements of the arms and all that. So yeah, that's a lot of work. I could only imagine. I really would love to find behind the scenes videos of Harryhausen doing the work on this movie because I really want to see how it was done.
Apparently, the prop only had 6 legs because he didn't have the money for it. So he made any shots he did with it, tried to make it look like you couldn't
see.
I couldn't even tell. Like I didn't even know until I looked it up after the fact.
I mean, it was actually praised as a solid movie. Like people liked it back in the 50s. It had because of, I guess, Harryhausen's work. And, we're going to be talking about a movie from the 50s. So there's a lot of problematic things that go on in this movie. But in the 50s, when they were reviewing this, it wasn't problematic, So, but we're going to get to that stuff once we start covering the movie. I literally have the movie playing next to me, which is something that Dan and Angela usually do.
I know. She's
I was like,
have it playing.
I was like, I have to pull this movie up because I need to be able to jump to certain parts and just relive it as we talk about it. Because there are some movies that I'm just like, moments in this movie where I'm like, what? Excuse me. Some interesting kind of like legacy things with this movie. There was a comic series called It Came From Beneath the Sea Again, which came out in 2007. It was by Tidal Wave Productions. It was part of Ray Harryhausen's signature series, which kind of continued the story from this because you kind of don't see what fully happens at the end. It kind of just ends, as most monster movies in the 50s do. So not really that surprising. And then there was, and then you see kind of like clips that were used from in other things. So this was a clip of this movie was used in an episode of Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea, which was a show that was about a giant man-eating octopus. And the scene of the cephalopod, as I should say, or an octopus attacking the Golden Gate Bridge was actually shown on a TV in Godzilla 98. So to be honest, didn't know that fact when I wore this shirt for this episode. So look at that.
Good.
This was my dinosaur shirt when I went out today because I already had worn my Jurassic Park shirt and I was like, I need to wear a dinosaur shirt to this dinosaur thing. So closest thing I could find. So there we go.
It's relevant.
And in the movie, The Mitchells versus the Machines, which is a fantastic animated movie on Netflix, a theatrical release poster for this movie is seen in the main character's room.
That's awesome. That's
pretty cool.
Good. So
but other than that,
was a fan.
Yes. Oh, other than that, I mean, it's I guess because of the success of this movie, Harryhausen collaborated with Schneer again in a movie called Earth versus the Flying Saucers.
Yeah, I need to see that.
I guess that was pretty cool, and it was also a theatrical double bill with another movie called Creature with the Atom Brain.
Yep.
Which just sounds bonkers, and I want to see it. So
yeah, add it to the list.
Yeah. So I mean, to be honest, I mean, those are kind of the most important things. A lot of this movie does look really good because it does look like they shot a lot of this practically in like not just sets, but like their submarine shots that actually look like they're on top of a actual submarine, which is pretty cool. So I mean, there we go.
I was reading that a lot of the scenes in the subs were actually shot in subs.
Yeah, I mean, it's wild because I'm watching this movie from 1955 where they're showing this brand new like state of the art submarine, and I had just watched the movie Das Boot, which is a movie from 1982, which is about a German U-boat. And boy, what a drastically different look between these like new state of the art submarines from an actual movie from the 50s, and then watching a movie that takes place, I think it was like 1941, and seeing like how do these things survive? Not many did, but yeah, seeing the evolution of submarines is pretty wild. So
yeah, right. It's a fucking tin can on those older ones from what I've heard. Even though the newer ones feel like apparently you're inside of a tin can from what I've heard.
It's a submarine. When is it ever going to feel like comfortable?
Right. I will say I have two little bits I want to throw out there, and this involve the main character Kenneth Tobey, who played Pete Matthews, Commander Pete Matthews. He actually was in a film we previously covered. He was in Beast from 20,000 Fathoms.
Oh,
because I was like, this dude looks familiar.
Was he one of the main characters?
He is. I know because you click on his page, it's like top featured, and they mention fuck was the other damn movie they mentioned of his. I was like, why do you have that and not the other thing? Oh, The Thing from Another World, which makes sense, but they don't mention fucking The Beast from 20,000 Fathoms.
Huh?
I'm like, what the hell, dude?
You said Kenneth Tobey, right?
Yeah.
Is that what we're talking about? He was also in Gremlins.
Apparently.
And Gremlins 2. And Big Top Pee-wee. And The Howling. So I guess he was friends with Joe Dante. So that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, he was Colonel Jack Evans in Beast from 20,000 Fathoms.
Huh.
Yep.
Okay.
But the other thing I wanted to mention about him is I did not know this, is one of his final roles was the voice of a scientist in the episode of Angry Beavers, Food of the Clods. So it's the one I had to look this up. I was like, no
Wait,
fucking way.
Did you say Food of the Clods?
Yes. So more references to shit we've covered. So it's where they stay up late one night watching B movies. And apparently you eat the wrong kind of food, and then it's not sleepwalking, it's nightmare walking. It's where they reenact the movie, but they don't realize they're doing it. And that's the whole episode. They eat too much bad food, and it's like them reenacting these terrible B movies and trying not to kill each other. And apparently he does the voice of one of the scientists in it. And I'm gonna have to go watch this fucking episode.
Oh, that's amazing.
So I can hear it. So that's fucking dope as shit.
That
and then
cool.
The female lead, Faith, I don't even know how to pronounce her last name. Domergue.
Domergue. That's how
we're going.
Sound looks.
She played Ruth. She played Ruth, the female lead in This Island Earth. And which is fucking hilarious because the MST3K movie covers that.
Oh man.
That's what I remember her from. Anyhow, do you have anything else you want to add before we get into this movie?
I didn't mention who directed it. It was directed by Robert Gordon, because of course it was another Gordon. No relation to Burt I. Gordon. No relation to Stuart Gordon. Just another Gordon making monster movies.
They're all Gordons.
He worked in a lot of stuff. He worked on Bonanza, the Maverick movie.
Maverick.
Yeah, the original, not the one that had Mel Gibson in it. But yeah, he started acting in 1927 in the movie called The Jazz Singer, which is one of the first, I think, talkies.
Okay.
So I could be wrong. Let me know. But yeah, that's who directed it. And then we have Hal Smith and George Worthing Yates as the writers. George Worthing Yates, he's worked on a lot of stuff, a lot of monster stuff. He did Earth versus the Flying Saucers, which is the movie we talked about that came out the year after that Ray Harryhausen worked on. He also worked on The Amazing Colossal Man and War of the Colossal Beast, which we also covered on this show. And he was a screenwriter for King Kong versus Godzilla in 1962.
Nice.
So
very nice.
Yeah, he did. I mean, this was the guy he was the big time writer, where the other guy, Hal Smith, you look at his credits, I mean, he's got some, but nothing even remotely the same. So, yeah,
okay. So there is a reference that I'm glad you mentioned that, because I was reading the synopsis for Food of the Clods, and one of the B movies they watch is The Amazing Colossal Colossus. I was like, yes, I get that. But anyhow, I should mention. Are you ready to get started?
Let's do this.
Do you like horror movies?
Do you like hanging out with your buddy?
Do you like cracking jokes and having a good time?
Do you just like fun?
Well, consider checking out Spoils of Horror. We are an hour-long podcast that comes out every single week.
We're not doing reviews. We're just going to hang out, talk about the movies we love with each other, and hopefully the ones you love too.
Covering everything from the popular, the lost, the forgotten, and the bizarre.
If you're looking for a good podcast and a good time, you're going to want to check us out.
We're on all major podcasting platforms, and you can find us on Instagram and Twitter.
Check it out. We'll see you there.
Cool. I have it rolling over here too, so we can watch them go play in the water. Mm-hmm. So there is a little bit of meandering in this movie. Of meandering.
Do you mean just a lot of talking?
A lot of talking and not a lot.
Okay, well, we don't have to talk about everything they talk about, so we can.
No, absolutely not. So the movie begins with stock footage of them deploying nuclear subs or submarines into the water, and of course we get the usual narration like all these movies seem to start with, and then cut to the title screen or title card, which is actually rising from the ocean. It's got the bubbling water, and then it came from beneath the sea, and then all the credits, blah blah blah. But then at the end there's this weird text scroll at the credits where they're like, yeah, go pull it up. At the end of the credits, it's going, and during the credits scene it stops. And then a text scroll starts, but the narrator's not narrating it.
Oh yeah,
Like,
it's about to pop up. It's about to.
Yeah, it's like, why didn't you put that before?
Why wouldn't you talk about that?
Yeah, like why? Like why? Just take it out if you're not gonna.
So it says for centuries, the mind of man has learned comparatively little of the mysteries in the heavens above or the seas below. Since the coming of the atomic age, man's knowledge has so increased that any upheaval of nature would not be beyond his belief.
Yeah,
there we go.
Sure, and
okay,
which is it's fine. Listen, I get it. Whatever. Like I didn't even bother reading. I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, where's the guy? We paid you for this, but whatever. So we are now inside this fantastic brand new Jetsons era nuclear submarine. The Jetsons I don't think came out for a few years after this. Whatever. Yeah. Doesn't matter. We meet Commander Pete Matthews. He's our main bro, our dude bro, military guy. And he essentially all what now?
This fucking guy.
This fucking guy.
Fucking guy.
Dude, all they do is just suck the proverbial teat of the like technology in this. Like, all I gotta do is push a button and we don't do nothing but push buttons and people sit around and do blah blah blah. And like, anyway, it's a bunch of jackholes talking about how cool their sub is. Whatever.
I love when they're looking through the periscope, both him and Griff, who's like the second in command.
I'm glad you got his name.
Instead of looking into the periscope like this, they like drape their arm around it. There's like, and then they drape their other arms like,
yeah.
Like, what is happening right now?
Is this just something people do, or like they just like ask? I mean, some of these guys could have easily been in the military.
Griff is horny for the sub. He is just like,
yes.
Oh my god, he does so many things. There's actually something in the corner that sucks me off, and you're like,
yeah,
Griff, too much info, man. What? We told you not to put that there.
It's the relief corner. I mean, it is a dick-shaped tube full of men. They have to do something to take the edge off.
And women aren't allowed on it. So
no, not at all. But anyway, so during this, dick flappery and admiring everybody's sex toys, they essentially see, like, they realize something's following them, like on radar, like this thing's coming after us. It's getting bigger, and it's like, check the sonar. It's like somebody just put like this weird blob thing on there. I was like, that's not how radar works. I don't feel, but I'm not an expert. Whatever. So they're essentially trying to escape it. It keeps speeding up. They keep blah, 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 whatever. It eventually hits them. It impacts them, or they stop moving. They detect radiation. They're like, hey, is the core leaking? Because it's a nuclear submarine. That would be your first concern, because you could hear like a Geiger going in the background. Yeah. It's not. The radiation's outside the ship. I can't remember what they did. I think they blow the ballasts or something to escape.
Yeah, it was something like that, because they initially were going to send somebody out.
Yeah.
To take care of it, and then they did. Yeah, and then some. Yeah, they must have did that, and it like set them free. But
yeah,
to be honest, no one seems concerned. To be honest, no one on this thing seems concerned in their with the situation in it, which I understand. Maybe that's just their training, and they're just like, you don't want people freaking out, like thinking they're gonna die. But I swear to God, they're just like, well, yeah, there might be radiation. And I love the conversation he's having with that one dude, where he's just like, yeah, I heard radiation, makes it so you can't have kids. And he's like, oh yeah, there's Johnny here. I can't remember what his fucking name was. But he's Johnny now. He's like, Johnny here. Yeah, he just got married before we went out. And he's like, oh, they're like in the middle of dying. They're like, oh, congratulations.
Hopefully you shot one of the two before you left. You may not be able to when you get back. Your nuts are just blocked off. I actually didn't even realize that's what they were talking about. I was busy taking notes. I was like, fuck. Anyhow, so they get out, they go to the top, they have to, they get on the surface, they have to check out the ship. Everybody's outside, just hanging out, perfectly fine, even though we had this irradiated object attached to the side of our ship. Everybody's fucking cool about it, just standing there. And then they send some divers down. They're like, oh, there's a biomass. It's like a spermatophore from like an octopus. Bleh. Like a jizz sack just sitting on the back.
And Pete's an asshole, because he's just like, what was it? What was it? And he's like, well, we just saw it from a distance because we didn't want to get too close, because they said it was radioactive.
Yeah.
So we didn't want to get too close and mess with it, because and he's just like, oh, fine, whatever.
I know. It's like,
Pete, what the fuck are you doing?
I guess the 50s, and not everybody knows what radiation does to people.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's less than a decade. It's a little over a decade old at this time. So
yeah, I was like, dude, what the fuck are you doing, man? Anyway, whatever.
And these were like were these like the first atomic subs?
Yeah, pretty much. They're supposed to be.
So they're like still figuring it all out.
Yeah, yeah. And it's like, dude, you're super chill about this, and it bothers me. All right, you
Yeah.
can't just start taking like rad like
I just
Fallout.
could not stand this Pete guy from the beginning. He's just like, I understand his role. I understand the time. We're in the 50s. Yep. He's a captain or whatever he is. He is the submarine's captain. He's got to be the tough guy. But he's just like, dude, read the room, dude.
I get it. I was like, obviously Parker knows. Most of you listeners probably do. I've seen this kind of shit all the time. So like, this dude's just the archetypal dude for these.
Yeah.
So I'm so used to seeing him. I'm like, it doesn't bother me, but I'm like, dude, you're such a dick.
Yeah. From all the monster movies that we've watched for the show, this guy exists in almost every single one.
Oh God, yes.
Yeah. I know this guy all too well.
So they take the biomass to Pearl Harbor because they need to get it checked out. Insert scene of scientists over big container checking it out. However, I kind of do like a shot or two in this scene where they're in that containment room, whatever it is in this box. You never see it. And the scientists are all in these big hooded things with glass shields, which at least look like might have some protection against radiation, better than some movies where they just hold a cloth
and you don't see
their mouth. Yeah. And it's like, it's just a zoomed in shot of like their mouths. And like, it almost seems like, I don't know if that was intentional, but it's really kind of stylized because it's only like their mouth, like the lower part of their mouth you see, and it's just like cuts in on them and like starts jumping around to them. Like, I kind of like that. Again, don't know if that was intentional, but it kind of looked neat.
No, it was a very cool shot. Also, didn't know Pete was one of the three people.
No,
I didn't know he was the guy in the middle.
No.
Not until you see them later and you're like, oh, it was this fucking dude.
Yeah, so this is where we meet our two scientists, which are hold on, I got Professor Joyce. Don't remember her first name for the life of me. I can fix this. I can find out.
Leslie.
Yes, Leslie Joyce. I'm just gonna call her Joyce because that just works for me. That's all I remember her as. And the other dude.
It's funny you remember her as Joyce, but I swear to God, Leslie was said like 50 times in this.
Yep. We have a client that we take care of their property lot, and her name's Joyce, and she's extremely overbearing, and that's why I remember it easier.
Gotcha.
But that's fair though. And the other dude's John Carter, which wasn't that a Disney movie?
It was a book, and then it was a Disney movie.
Yeah, because he went to the Mars thing. Anyway, whatever.
Yeah.
So we go through the same trope of these movies, like woman don't know anything, go back to kitchen, blah blah blah.
It's
Normal
so
stuff.
annoying.
Normal stuff for these movies. Doesn't make it right. It's just how these movies work.
Yeah.
Except for Carter is on her, takes her side. Even though I don't care for Carter very much, he's kind of a weird, apathetic. He's got this. I don't know. He's weirdly apathetic about a lot of things, but we'll get into that later, or not, whatever. But he's like you got to understand. There's like, well, he talks about it later, but he's like, you got to understand, women are more independent these days. Blah 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 blah. They can't be like led around by the leash, like Pete thinks they need to. Anyway, whatever.
My God, Pete. Okay, there's a scene where they're talking. She's like, "I'm very tired. We've been working for a while." With little sleep, and he's like, okay, come here, and they like talk in the lab part away from Carter, and then he like fucking corners her in between, like there's like it's like an L-shaped desk, and he like corners her ass, like he literally puts both his arms like on both sides of that desk and corners her, and I went, this is wrong, like this is just bad.
Yeah.
And the fact that this motherfucker gets this chick at the end pisses me off.
Hyper masculinity, dude. And I really have a quote. I have a note here I was like, whoa, Pete, let the lady breathe. He's like right.
I literally have it up right now, and it just makes me angry. It would just and she stands up for herself, and she's definitely a strong. They definitely wrote her to be a strong woman, and trying to break the norms of the time. But like, my God, fucking Pete. Damn, bro.
Back up. Pop a mint. Back the fuck up. All right. So 13 days pass. And by the way, I should mention Joyce is like the big marine biologist. He's like the leader of the field. Blah, 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 blah. 13 days go by, and she figures out what it is. Or her, and essentially it's her, but Carter, helps figure out what it is. And then they do the whole thing. Hey, we found out what it is. But like, she doesn't tell anybody until like the top brass shows up. And it's like, it's this octopus. And they're like, no. I was like, I don't take hundreds of those to disable a military submarine. It's like, and it's the whole just one of enormous size. Blah 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 blah. That quote. But anyway, so essentially it says it's a giant octopus, and the Navy's like, never. That's unrealistic.
She's like, what? And then literally she is like, then why the hell did you have us do this?
Yeah.
If you're just gonna ignore everything I'm telling you, and you're just gonna be like contradiction. You're like,
exactly. Like,
what was the point of this?
Like, obviously, it sounds extremely unbelievable, but you hired these people for this job.
Yep.
They did what you wanted them to do, and they're like, all right, well, we're just gonna get you a bus, get the fuck out of here, kind of thing. They're like, whatever, because they're bummed. Like, why would you be bummed? You did this huge scientific discovery. You found out like, this crazy giant octopus thing, and like nobody believes you. Which again, par for the course.
Yep.
We get a little jump around to the octopus again. Just sinks a random boat. I don't remember what kind of boat this was. It's like a fishing boat.
I think it was a cargo vessel. It was from oh shit, where did they say it was coming from? It was from like Canada, I think. I think it was from like Canada to San Francisco.
Yeah, something like that. And it sinks. It's a cool scene, like awesome.
Oh yeah, it's really cool.
Pulls dudes. I don't know why their instinct would be to. I know they're going to lifeboats, so why just jump in the lifeboat or jump in the water? Because it's just gonna. But whatever. It was too preoccupied with the boat. It's whatever. Yeah. It's the whole Kraken imagery, you know.
Yeah,
all of
really cool.
Pirates or anything. If you want something more modern, that has that. Anything like that shit. They go to. Speaking of more interesting scenes. They go to lunch or dinner, whatever the fuck they're having, and it is Joyce and Carter are there, and then Pete shows up late, and then he just like forces himself onto her. He's like, allow me to mark you with my stink, and does the whole forced kiss thing, and she's all down with it. She's like, oh man.
All of this sucks.
You know, that shit.
All of this is pointless, and I hate that these this is my biggest gripe with these old like 50s monster movies.
Mm-hmm.
And even when they crept into the 60s, you kind of got the same theme. Don't get me wrong, I do want a story behind the monster, like along with the monster.
Mm-hmm.
But like I don't give a shit about love stories in the middle of a monster movie. Like this is important. This is critical of them trying to figure out what the hell is going on, what it is, and just doing their job. And this dude is so unprofessional, just not doing his job. He is so worried about getting in this chick's pants.
Oh god dang, he is, dude.
It's insane. And then he's like getting jealous at points. I'm like, bro, you've known her for 2 minutes. What are you doing?
Yeah, because she seemed to have something going on with maybe Carter a little bit. Like
I don't know. It's
really weird.
It's a weird trio thing. It's a weird love triangle thing going on. Like there's moments where she tells him that he kissed her. And she enjoyed it, and he's just like, well, I guess if it doesn't hurt anything, who cares? And I was like, who are you, John?
Dude, he's so passive about everything.
He's a cuck. He likes to cuck.
Yes,
he likes to sit in the chair.
Some people would refer to him as a soy boy.
He's the guy in the fucking recliner in the bedroom,
right? Even though fucking shit, that's great. I love that. Are you having fun, sweetie? Listen, I got a great deal. This dude lets me live in his yard. Put my house in his backyard, and the agreement was he gets to spend 1 hour a day in my room talking to my wife, and it's a great deal. That's what. Dude, listen. Okay, I got to take where I got that from. I was online, and apparently you could buy a house from Amazon.
Not surprised.
You could buy a house. It's like
not surprised.
14 grand.
Wow,
for a house. It's obviously a small house, but it's like appointed, right? But there is a review on it, and the review is literally what I stated. He's like, I bought the house for $14,000, and my neighbor lets me put the house in his yard and stay there. But the agreement was he gets to spend an hour a day hour a week talking to my wife by themselves. Everything's going great. And I'm like, oh my god, dude. I was into your review for the first third, and it just turned into a tidal wave of bullshit. Anyway. But yes, that is 100% him. So for Smooch, they go back and sit down. Pete thinks that she's going to stay, and she talks about having to go somewhere with Carter for another project. Why would she stop going, dude?
Why would she stay? She's known you for 2 minutes.
Dude, yeah, and this is her fucking career. Why would she just dump it for some random dude? And she spent like,
Lord,
I don't know how long to get.
And he loves talking to her. Like here's her face. He loves talking to her like this.
Oh my god.
I'm not kissing you, but I'm gonna breathe on you every time I say a word. does my breath smell good? And you're like, bitch, back up. I love how he's like, hey, you want to dance? And they don't dance. They go to a balcony around the corner and make out, and then they go back.
It's so fucking weird. And then that's when Carter the cuck is like, oh, it's fine, it's whatever.
Carter the cuck.
That's all right. Oh my god. Anyway, so that's all over, and then they're like, they're gonna leave. Pete gets up, walks out. Then he comes back like 2 minutes later and realizes the military is with one of the other military is like, all right, well, we fucked up and we need you to stay because there was an incident with a boat.
Oh, whoopsies.
Be connected, right? And this whole thing right now we're about to go into is handled so much better in them. Wow. They find survivors, a raft full of survivors. They bring them back. They tell the story. They put one of them like, oh, this dude's clearly crazy. Puts him in the thing to go talk to this other doctor. And the other guy's like, we ain't seen nothing. Yeah, that's like, the usual thing. Like
because they don't want to talk to that doctor. Yeah.
Yeah, they think they're crazy. And then, of course, Joyce and everybody else goes down there, and she persuades him with her womanly charms, which is great. One good thing for her.
It's a smart tactic. It's a smart tactic of that
she
time.
She gets to do her thing and show like not just blatantly using her sexuality because this is the 50s. They can't just like be flashing cheek and shit. But she essentially persuades the dude to give the story and shows her showing she could competently do her job to other people.
But don't they straight up say that he's lying after anyways? Or were they talking about the other guys?
That was before. That was before she went talking. They're sitting there talking like this is all bullshit, blah blah blah.
Okay.
And he recanted a story because nobody else will talk. So now he won't talk. So that's why she did that.
Yeah.
They essentially decide like, hey, listen, here's X amount of things happening. These all might correlate to said giant octopus issue. Let's go find one. So of course, it's the one that Joyce and fucking Pete go on, which is it's not it. It's the they get a message about a car that was turned over on the coast by San Francisco.
Yep.
And it was turned over, and the guy and the three kids were killed or whatever. And they go check that out, and then there's like the sheriff, like, you try to tell me there's sea monsters out here, blah, 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 blah. Like they fucking blast them off, and like, no, dude, we're serious, whatever. So they're supposed to check it out and like check the area because they find like suction cup marks on the ground. So they're like, oh, hey, there's some shit going on here. And long and short of it, they stay there and try to check shit out. They go like spearfishing, and Carter shows the fuck up, and Pete tries to eat her neck at one point, and he gets.
What are we doing here? It's just like, what are we doing? Like, he comes out of the water with his spear, and he's, I guess, just fishing. And then, they're like having a makeout session on the beach until they hear like, "Oh, it's me, John. I'm here. Where can we put the chair?"
Yeah, exactly.
I gotta put the chair somewhere.
Let me get a picture of these suckers, and I'll pull the chair up, and we'll get a cot, and we'll make this shit happen.
Hey, cowboy hat guy, you want to join in?
Yeah, pretty much. You can watch or wait till Pete's done, and you could go after. I'm fine with I'm fine with sharing thirds. It's all good. Oh God.
Oh God.
So I actually have. Damn, I'm an idiot. I have a note in here that says Pete gets coctopus blocked.
He does.
Because he's trying to like mac on her so hard, and then these people show up, and then the octopus shows up and kills the local sheriff.
Oh,
we gotta have somebody die.
Poor guy. I just love the whole. It's the greatest when the freaking tentacle just drops on it. I think his first reaction is just screaming. He's like, "You have a gun. Why don't you try shooting it? At least take a couple shots." And then it's the Charlize Theron Prometheus effect of instead of running to the side, we just run straight.
Yep. Yeah. Well, and then why the fuck does Joyce scream? Why? They know what they're dealing with. I mean, I guess it's shocking to see it, but why the fuck?
You got to have, because I feel like in these movies you have to have a woman scream in fear.
I know, like you have this thing where she's like does this thing where she gets this dude. It's like, hey, I'm a strong lady. I can do this stuff and assert herself into the film. And then the next few minutes, she's whimpering damsel in distress for like 2 seconds. Like, why? Like you could, I don't know, whatever. Yeah, I agree with you. Then, they decide they set defenses all up and down the West Coast, kind of mainly focusing on like the Golden Gate Bridge area of San Francisco, because I didn't go into that. I don't know actually how San Francisco works, but apparently it could go into that to get closer, underneath the bridge closer to land, whatever, to a
Mhm.
populated area. They have a secret weapon to kill it, which is a jet-propelled torpedo, which is apparently
Yeah.
real. These are
Yeah, I've
real.
heard of
This was
them.
not, we're
Yeah.
not made for this. I didn't know that. And it has a remote detonator. So
Mhm.
it's an electronic detonator, which is a big deal at the time. But it's remote detonation. Essentially, the idea is to shoot it into the octopus's head, make sure it hits appropriately, and then detonate it to make sure it
Yeah,
kills
because
the
it's supposed to
brain.
like burrow into its skin like a barb, and then
Yeah.
they will detonate it. Yeah.
Yeah. So like to ensure they kill it instantly. If
Mhm.
not, they're fast. They'll get the fuck out of town.
I like that generic news reporter who's sitting at the dock, like, so how do you think it's gonna work? What are we facing here? Do you think it's gonna happen? Like, are we all gonna die? And, like, we don't fucking know all these answers, man. Like,
We like it's the same thing. Like the stereotype that follows these movies and people even to this day is like, just because you're a scientist doesn't mean you know fucking everything.
oh, I love it. I have it pulled up, and the guy's just like, oh, I see that they have a atomic sub used here. Why would that be? And he's like, well, it's got a bunch of new shit on it that would work better for this situation. We can see and we can pinpoint its location better than using old school. And then she goes into a story about how, like, in the long time ago, an attack happened in like Holland and Denmark that like destroyed this town or whatever, and
referencing Kraken stories.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and we have to tie it in somewhere, whatever. Yeah. Oh, the town where the place where the beach area we were at earlier was near Astoria. I forgot to mention it. And I got to ask, why the fuck are the scientists in charge?
I don't know.
There's like military operations, like you guys are in charge. Why the fuck are they in charge? Like they can know
we
what's
just
going
do
on.
Science things. Why?
Yeah,
we can't be in charge of important things like where to put bombs and other things like that.
Yeah, like why would they like they're there to be advisors, like advisory roles. Like you ask them like for input. They're not like, hey, where should you put the troops? Like fuck no, they don't know.
I'll be the guy in the back, like, what?
Yeah, I know,
Excuse me,
right?
I have a question. What the fuck are we doing?
Right. The octopus. I think I gave it a name. Octopolis. So the just seemed like a name. So anyway, the octopus here attacks the Golden Gate Bridge.
Because the Golden Gate Bridge just needs, like, at this point, it's like, what are we doing? Why do we keep rebuilding this thing? Like, Godzilla's destroyed it a bunch. We had fucking apes running across, fucking destroying it. Now we have octopuses. Like, what are we doing here? Like, this bridge is just too much taxpayers' money is going into repairing this stupid bridge.
Yes, but like, I get what they're trying to do because apparently they had some like electrified net.
Yes.
Off because they had mines, which didn't work. I didn't.
Yeah, because they had the guy up there like, pull the switch, pull the switch, Crunk.
Wrong switch.
Well, I just like how the guy does it, and like the funniest thing is, I swear the director did not tell the actors to kind of react like there's an giant octopus climbing up the side of this bridge, because the guy who's in charge of the switch, he's on the bridge, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So. And literally at that moment, the octopus has come out. It's got its tentacles wrapped. It's starting to climb. And this guy's just like, I don't hear a thing. I don't know a thing. I was like, I feel like you should be reacting like you might die.
Yeah. And it's like,
he doesn't. He just kind of leaves.
Bye.
See you later.
It's like just casually meanders off, like Jason. What's part 3 where he kills that person and just kind of walk off.
I also like the fact that they had this whole thing with mines that just did nothing.
No.
It was pointless. It was an extra 5 minutes we didn't need.
Yeah, and they're like, fuck it. Well, there's your first line of defense, Miss Joyce. And I'm like, well, set up the fucking
okay, well, I guess it failed. Is this a part where she calls Carter and she's like, huh, it's going to the Golden Gate Bridge? And I love conversations like that where they don't like end the conversation. There's like,
bye,
octopus, Golden Gate Bridge, and then she just hangs up, and he's just like, hello.
Yeah, was I supposed to do something?
Okay, I guess that's it. Okay,
I think that was the cue. Like, anyway, so they go to the Golden Gate Bridge. It starts getting attacked. Whatever. And Carter runs out. The switch thing doesn't work. Carter runs out to like flip the switch or something again, and the bridge gets attacked. And Pete goes out there to help him, and they get out. Part of the bridge gets taken out. The octopus falls or goes back in the water. Oh, it squishes its own tentacle. So the actual brace on the bottom of the bridge, when it starts compressing that, you can see one of its tentacles is wrapped around the inside, and it's actually smashing it.
Oh,
it's smashing his own leg. I was like, what the fuck, dude? That has to hurt. Why are you doing that?
Yeah, I do find it hilarious that Carter goes onto the bridge like a psychopath and resets the switch, and just oh no, what do I do now? And Pete's is like, get out of my way! I gotta get to the bridge.
Hop on, let's go.
Come on.
Phillips, I don't think anybody knew what they were supposed to do because they flipped that switch for the thing, and the octopus goes back in the water, and then nothing happens.
Yeah.
I was like, what? It did, whatever. Anyway, so essentially, there's panic in the city. Like, hey, you can't do this anymore. Curfew, blah blah blah. Don't use the ferries. People are mad. I want to use the ferry boat. Like, well, then just drive the fuck around or something. You'll figure it out. I don't know. Swim. All right. Well, maybe not. But
no. Don't do
the octopus ends up attacking the Oakland ferry port, and we get the whole tentacle out of the water, and it gets a helicopter. Whoosh, bitch,
oh, that is
out
cool.
of here.
That is cool.
Cool stuff. Killing people in the streets, just tentacle on them. I like when it drops.
Those were the best actors in the movie. That they sold it so well when that tentacle comes down and they all kind of collapse, like they're actually getting squished.
Yeah, the whole.
But yeah. I'm watching that scene. Yeah, the little tiny brace just squeezes the tentacle that's like through the support. Yeah, I did not catch that. Oh yeah. Oh man, I love this compositing where it's the actor having to react to the octopus action in the background as the tentacles are coming through the bridge, and he's just like, whoa.
What am I supposed to do? Just wave your arms and look confused.
The best is when they drive away and Pete is in his seat like this as they drive.
It's like they're driving through an American movie.
I think he cracks a smile at some point. You're like, what? I don't think this is funny.
It's like, this is wonderful. Takes takes me back to the war. Eventually they can't. So I've neglected to mention this. Pete, and this happened a little bit ago. Pete and Carter are in the submarine in the bay trying to get the octopus.
Yeah.
The octopus is climbing out into the harbor or the port of Oakland, like we just talked about, the ferry port, and they need to get it back in the water because they can't fire the torpedoes at it because it's not going to do anything. And why is there just one? Why did you they just load one of those?
It costs a lot of money, and they just couldn't afford to do more than one.
Must have been the best fucking torpedo in the world too. The one silver bullet.
My question is, and I guess it's probably a question that should be asked at the end, but why is it doing this? Why is this octopus doing this? Is it just bored? It's just like, these are deep sea animals.
Yeah.
Like, there's no reason for an octopus to be just like, fuck it, I'm gonna go destroy a city today. And you're like,
I guess the whole thing they talked about earlier was like lack of food. Like people were complaining about the fishing being
because
shitty.
it's because it's so big. Yeah.
And in theory, but like, why people? There's other, like, they're not that big comparatively to like shit you've been eating.
Yeah.
Because there's so many. I don't know.
I guess that makes sense.
Excuse for them to blow shit up, I suppose.
Yes, exactly.
Flamethrower bros come out. They start torching it. It goes back in the water. It's like, hey, listen, I can't do the fire thing. Knocked down with calamari, so it's a squid, but whatever. But that dives back in. It does take out a clock tower. I kind of like that scene. Takes to the top. Whatever. Anyway, it goes back in the ocean, and then we have our epic sub/octopus battle, which essentially devolves into it getting a headshot. It shoots the torpedo like directly in the head, and the sub. Go ahead.
Can we back up a little bit and talk about both of the guys? We had Pete go out, and then Carter went out. Pete goes out first because they were trapped. They got too close, and the octopus, when it receded back into the water, it attacked the sub and it wrapped its tentacle around the sub. So
we're technically not going back. We're going forward because they shoot the missile to the head first. And then
that's right, because they're like, oh yeah, we have to back up before we blow.
But now you can carry on where you're at. No, go ahead. You had.
I was misremembering the events in what order I forgot that they fired the torpedo first, and then they were trying to leave. But
immediately, it's like torpedo grab. Like
it was like fuck. And I just could imagine inside Carter's head, he's just like, why did I decide to get on this fucking submarine? Because they really think they're going to die, because they're like, well, if we can't get out of this, we're going to have to detonate, and it's going to kill us because we're right there. So, and you could just like, Carter is just like blankly staring at the floor, like, I could be cucking someone right now. I could be sitting in that recliner somewhere.
He's like, he leans over one of those guys. Do you guys care to cuck for me? Like, I need to cuck really bad. Can you do something so I can? Like, if I'm gonna die here, I need to go out on a high note.
Oh god. But yeah, I mean the Pete going out there, he has a spear
with
with
like
the
explosives.
explosives, and the explosive goes off, and he's too close, and he's like a turtle on his back, just floating to the bottom of the
What was his
ocean.
goal? It was just to get the octopus to let him go, right?
And so Carter goes out after him with a
It's a
harpoon
harpoon gun.
gun. Okay.
At least he's being smart. Like, I've got a stick with a bomb on it. Like, at least shoot the stick.
It's funny that the science, I mean, I guess, yeah, he's a scientist. He's very smart. But the fact is, like, the other guy's a military man who's like, I feel he should have the better plan of how we should do this. So maybe I should have used the harpoon gun, not just go up 2 feet away from the thing and just go, and then be like, gotta swim away.
Yeah, I know. Like, where was he aiming too? Like, I don't understand it. Like,
but Carter saves. I love that Carter saves him, and then you have Griff on the sub, just like, blow it up. Like, but sir, they're still out there. That's what he.
I'm following the commander's orders because, like, Carter also shoots the octopus in the eye.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't see that's what he shot it.
Because he's the smart guy. Like, he's like, I'm gonna shoot him in the fucking eye because that'll make him react. Because of course, octopus have fairly good vision, and like it reacts. That's when it lets go of the sub. The sub's like, let's get out of here. And yeah, then he goes back and saves.
Yeah.
Fucking Pete after he shoots him in the damn eyeball. He's like, you damn idiot. Let me at least get this done first.
Mm-hmm.
That's
okay.
I mean, that's about it.
Yeah, I mean, but I love that the octopus blows up. All you see is like little pieces of things, but you can't really tell, and you never really know if it's actually the octopus. And I love at the end, they're trying to find the 2 guys. The guys should have been dead. I wish they did die, to be honest, and not because I'm like, I wish that, I didn't like their characters. I didn't like Pete, but I didn't want him to die. But I think it would have been a better ending if they both like sacrificed themselves to destroy the monster. But instead, they're just like randomly floating out there, like, hey, we're right here.
We just got done having sex.
We thought we were gonna be alone.
There's a tube full of men. Let's go have a good time.
Oh my god.
No, like, dude, I have an idea. I know how they could have killed the octopus. Octopolis. While he's unconscious, they fill Pete with explosives. And they make the octopus eat it.
That would have been so good.
What happened to Pete? He lost.
That's my remake idea. Just get Pete to they just find his bloated body in the bottom. All right, well, he's dead, so he's just fucking shove him with like C4 or something. Just
the water's already expanded his body cavity. We can get more explosives in there. And it's like, what happened to Pete? He died a hero, ma'am.
But yeah, but the end is just, I guess Pete and Leslie are a thing, and Carter's like, my cucking is still going. I'm ready.
I'm down to cuck this, but now Pete respects Pete respects headstrong women. Like, thumbs up. Like, that's the message.
I was like,
story.
And this is me going, I guess we're gonna clap.
Question mark. What was the message?
Oh god, this movie.
Be an unga bunga asshole and force yourself on women. Is that
this is the thing. This movie. I guess I'll jump into my final thoughts on this movie.
Please,
so my final thoughts on this movie. It's a movie from the 50s. It's a movie of its time. It has amazing special effects. Ray Harryhausen was an absolute legend. He is an absolute legend. This man is unlike. I mean, there's only a select few people who could do what he could do, and his work really amplifies whatever movie he's working on. You could literally have the most garbage script possible, but if you have Ray Harryhausen effects, it's a watchable movie. You're going to have a good time watching the movie because it's just like, damn, it's so good. It's so good what this man can do. The story, the love triangle thing was so stupid. And I hated most of these characters just because, I mean, these are guys in the military. So, being who they are at that time, Pete, I think the actor who played Pete was actually in the military. I think a lot of these guys pretty much, John Carter, the actor who played him is an actual scientist. Like, he was actually a lot of these people are like very smart people and do the things that they portray on screen. Like, they did it in real life. So, but it's just like, I did. My favorite character is Leslie. I think she being kind of like the trying to break out of the social norms of the time, even though her falling in love with the creepy kind of shitty guy kind of ruins her character at the end to me. Like the fact is like, I wish she just left and was like, yep, I'm going to go do my own thing. I mean, she does. They kind of all go their separate ways, but they're kind of together. It's weird, but I mean, would I watch this again? Yeah, I thought it was funny. Like, I really laughed out loud at some of these moments. Like some of these, like just moments of I think it's one of those things where you can be disgusted with how things are happening on screen, especially with like the way Pete was acting throughout the movie. But there are some moments where you have to laugh at it. Like you just like it's wrong. It's a bad thing, but you're laughing because you're like, in a different movie, this dude's getting kneed in the balls. Like, knee him in the fucking balls. Like, that scene where he pins her up against that fucking corner, I'm like, knee him in the fucking balls. Like, this guy sucks.
Yeah, please, have at.
And we can accept, like, and we can, we're smart enough to be able to point out that these characters are kind of pieces of shit. But I think it's also the fact that where it's like, the time you're like, it's just funny how ridiculous it was back then of just like, wow. There were no women writers back then. These were men writing women roles. And to be honest, the way that they wrote her was, I'll give them a little golf clap for how they wrote her in this movie, because she is stronger than most women are in these monster movies, kind of the damsel of distress, or they're the scientists, but they're just like, they turn into the, like, it's the same thing. She falls for the fucking lead guy, and you're like, why? Why? That's my question. Why do they keep doing that? What about this guy went, hot damn. I mean, he must have a big dick. That's all I could think of. He must be good in bed. He must be a fucking rock star. That's all I can think of. I don't know. I don't understand it. It doesn't make sense to me. But that's my thoughts. I enjoyed the movie. I really did. I really enjoyed it. Ray Harryhausen effects, fantastic. Story was laughable. And it's another 50s monster movie. They kind of all have a very similar formula to just throw in different they're just different monsters.
Every once in a while you get one that buck the trend a little bit, but usually they're pretty formulaic.
Yeah.
I didn't. You know what I didn't ask? I'll go ahead and chime in on this because I figured you had no exposure to this to begin with. But I don't mind this movie. This was not one I watched very much growing up, but my dad is very familiar with this. In fact, we were watching it, and my daughter was on the phone with my dad. She was doing Duo, whatever it is on Google FaceTime, essentially.
Oh yeah,
They were doing that, and like, what are you watching? They're watching something with an octopus, and he's like, "Is it from the '50s?" And like, he's like, "Is it came from beneath the sea?" He's like, "Show me the screen." He turns around and watches it for like 5 seconds. He's like, "Yes, it came from beneath the sea," and it was just like a random laboratory scene. But
that's
like
funny.
I said, this is the shit. This is the reason I watch this movie is because of him. But it was never a big one, even though I love underwater life and I love cephalopods and all that fun stuff. But it's okay. It's fine. Like I don't think this. I think this is definitely one you could just put on like kind of the background. It's fine. It's all right. The effects, of course, make it. The characters are kind of bleh, and it's whatever. I'm not gonna beat, like we've talked about it, but I'm not gonna beat it down your throat beat it down your throat about what's not acceptable. What's the 50s, dude? Like,
yeah,
it's just how it was.
We are
it's not right.
We're smart enough people to realize it's wrong.
Yeah.
But I feel like you can watch it and just laugh at the fact that it's so bad.
Oh God,
yeah. How different it was back then. And you're just like, God damn.
Yeah.
Jeez. Like some of it is kind of like, and some of it's just like laughably bad.
Dude, I cannot wait till we get some of the other stuff, because this is some of the better quote unquote monster movies. I won't say better. This is probably like a mid-tier-ish one. But I have a few that I'm like thinking of. I can't wait till we get to. But it was fine. It was okay. Like I said, it is what it is. Like I like it was. I'm here for the effects of the giant octopus, even though you don't get to see it much. But knowing now it was kind of a budget thing, I kind of get it. But I was gonna go back. My exposure to this, like I said, was growing up. It was my dad. Like just I seen clips and stuff. I had my VHS of like dinosaur trailer movies and stuff or dinosaur trailers, giant monster movie trailers. I had 2 of those, and it was on there, and I caught bits and pieces of it. And I didn't watch it fully until like I was well into my teens, I guess. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Sweet. Well, I think that's it. I think that's it for the Monster Zone this week.
So Dan, if you want to do the wheel spin, let's do this wheel spin. So share your screen and let's get this baby going.
Make sure I'm sharing the right thing. Is it shown properly?
Wheel of Monsters. All right, everybody. So this is going to be our May episode. So when you're ready, spin that wheel.
All right, I'm gonna click. God, I hope we get something good. I'm just worried, man. I'm worried. I'll add something later. I'll let Angela know what we hit. Are we gonna get? Oh my God! Back to back.
Octopus movies.
Apparently so.
All right,
I've never seen this one. So.
All right, let me look this up real quick. I'm gonna go to Just Watch because that's the app I use to figure out where the hell I'm gonna watch movies. Tentacles from 1977. You can currently stream it on Amazon, Fubo, or MGM Plus. It's on Tubi. So a lot of places you can rent or you can watch. This has a 3.7 on IMDb, and this is what IMDb's description is. I might as well read it right now. Tentacles, or tentacoli. Several people disappear from and at the sea. Their bodies are found gnawed to the skeleton. Even the marrow is missing. The scientists have no idea which animal could do such things. Dr. Turner begins to suspect that the company which builds a tunnel beneath the bay might have poisoned the environment and caused an octopus to mutate to giant dimensions. And our cast... John Huston. We've talked about Angelica Houston's dad. We talked about John Huston. He was in Black Cauldron. And
that's right. Yep.
Shelley Winters, Bo Hopkins, Henry Fonda.
Interesting.
It's got a pretty decent cast. Not a very good IMDb score though. So very much looking forward to. And we're talking about another monster movie from the 70s. It's been quite a while since we. I think. This is our only second time we've talked about a monster movie from the 70s since Food of the Gods.
Yeah, so I was trying to add some more. I did add an interesting. Oh my God. Yeah.
So that's fun. So I'm excited since it's available streaming on a lot of places. So that means I don't have to buy it unless I like it, and then usually I buy movies that I like. So yeah, there we go. Tentacles. That's our May episode. But Dan, you want to end the show? How you want to end the show, baby?
Absolutely. I just want to thank everybody for watching this, listening to this, however you do. Of course, all the patrons.
I like that. Patrons. You guys are now patrons.
please. Paytron. Thank you guys very much. Hopefully you enjoyed this. We're trying to bring the more of these obscure films to you. I like watching ones that I haven't seen. A lot of these I have. Tentacles I haven't. So I'm looking forward to this, and I'm expecting just greasy, earth-spewing, gushing nastiness like Food of the Gods in this movie, I hope. But we do appreciate you guys like always. And Mr. Parker, myself, Angela will hopefully be here next time. Ladies like tentacles. If you are into the whole Japanese anime hentai thing, at least that's the connection I get. But anyway, I mean, it happens. Anyway, I don't know where I was going with that. Well, I do know where I was going with that. But anyway, thank you guys very much, and we will see you next time on The Monster Zone.
Goodbye.